Good Tuesday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk. This is an insider's guide to real estate, life, and the pursuit of happiness on the I Love CVille Network. We're live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world today with a rock star as a guest, Angelic Hawkins Jenkins of Angelique's Kitchen. Beautiful, talented, incredible in the kitchen. Just positive, radiating energy from this woman at all times. I love Angelique. And I haven't even started talking about her food yet. Judah Wickower, studio camera. Wait till you hear the distinguished gentleman talk about Angelique. Keith Smith, she's amazing.
I'm starving.
I know, me too, Angelique.
I'm starving. As I said earlier, when I was putting this together at the 4:30 in the morning and I was going through the pictures, I was just getting starving. You know, when somebody's motto is where food becomes your happiness,
yes,
right? I mean, how can you get any better than that? I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the opportunity to chat with a rock star. We're doing this now Tuesdays for the foreseeable future. We're going to be bringing in some rock star business folks in, and you know, we had Ragged Mountain running, Mark with Ragged Mountain Running Shop on. We had Elizabeth Cromwell. This is our first food service person, and you know, they're about ready to move. She's about ready to move into Dairy Market, so we're excited to hear about that. But
and why don't we give Chris Henry and Dairy Market and Dairy Central, one of the fantastic sponsors of the show.
Absolutely.
Keith.
You know, I'm a.
You know him.
I know him. He's a good man, good company, good family. These are just really good people, and Angelica might talk a little bit about how easy they were to work with, I hope. But they're just good, flat out folks to work with, and not only that, but they're just really, civic minded. They, what they're doing over there at Dairy Central is pretty huge, and I give a continued shout out. As you know, I'm the chairman of the Thomas Jefferson Community Land Trust, and we're working with those folks with Chris Henry to buy a couple of properties at like next to nothing, so we can put a bunch of affordable homes up around Dairy Market. So we're excited about it.
I love it. Bashir is watching from the Outer Banks.
Hey, Bashir.
He says, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Barbara Lundgren says, I cannot wait to meet Angelique. I've heard so much good things about her food.
Well, please tell me, Bashir, that the sun is out there in North Carolina.
Yeah, Bashir, give us an update on the weather.
Because it ain't
here.
here.
Because right now it's cloudy, rainy, and dreary.
A scary thought. I had to go to Seattle to get a suntan.
Right? And you did.
Yeah.
It's been a rainy summer.
It's been a rainy summer.
So Angelique Hawkins is going to join us in a couple of minutes. Angelique Hawkins Jenkins, and she is an absolute, like I said, superstar. She's an entrepreneur. She's a visionary. She's taking her vision from startup idea, and I'll let her tell the story, but if memory serves correctly, she loved serving food in the kitchen of her home to her kids and the kids' friends. Mm-hmm. And finally, they said, your food is so darn good, we got to do this commercially. You saw her often at Freebridge on Pantops. Mm-hmm. That's where I fell in love with the brand. And the business, Keith, I mean, it's truly the American dream, has expanded to now Dairy Market.
And that's exactly what we're trying to showcase in these series. You know, you and I are pretty busy people. You and I would have a real hard time keeping up with her.
Right?
Really hard time keeping up with her. She's a rock star. Can't wait to chat with her.
Bashir says it's heaven on earth. I help the sun rise every single morning in Outer Banks, Keith Smith.
Outstanding.
We're jealous of you, Bashir.
What an attitude to have. I love it.
Bashir's the man. So Judah Wickower, it's ringing right now with the fabulous Angelique. I'll give you a heads up when we go online. We have her online. She immediately makes the show so much more attractive and beautiful. You know I love this lady and I love her food. All right, Angelique, you're live for everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jared.
How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
We started the show by saying you're the embodiment of the American dream. You take an idea, perhaps from the kitchen behind you, into what is now a business that people in Charlottesville love and appreciate. Before I pass you over here to Keith Smith, could you give us kind of the history behind your brand and your business, Angelique?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to. So, of course, I have a food truck. My business is Angelique's Kitchen and Catering. Currently have a food truck. Started off with a festival and ended up getting my catering license and went to catering. Went to Good morning, Keith.
Good
Went
morning.
to a full setup with a tent setup at festivals around the Charlottesville area, as far as Virginia Beach and Richmond, Virginia. Then purchased a food truck in 2018. Have a permanent spot on Pantops Mountain. And then was approached and about a possibility of opening up a restaurant here in Charlottesville. And so we'll be opening up a restaurant this coming fall in the dairy market. So went from, a festival, cooking a meal from home to get my catering license and my own breading manufactured as well, my seafood breading, to a food truck, and now to opening up a restaurant.
So let's talk about your seafood breading. I know you won't give any secrets
He
out.
wants the secret, Angelique.
We've been trying to figure out a way to get some, but it's just not going to happen. So
No secret ingredients.
well, it's a secret how you put it together because it is awesome
It's so
stuff.
good.
Thank
So
you.
when we met the other day, you mentioned something which I thought was super exciting. You're trying to get your product out in some local grocery stores. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We are. I have a distributor that I use right now out of Mississippi, and right now they do the packaging in bulk size. And no color wraps or anything. So I'm really trying to narrow it down to do a smaller package, maybe with some color to it, so I can get inside some local stores. Definitely going to have it in the dairy market. But right now, I'm just trying to find a new manufacturing company, maybe a little closer to Virginia, and someone that can do small packaging and maybe some sample packaging.
So if anybody listening that can help Angelique with that, chime on in. That we need to put free food, bartering.
She said, "Please do."
Oh, I heard free
We're
food.
gonna trade.
I heard free food. I don't have my hearing aids in. I get confused every once in a while. So that was a great story, man. And the whole reason I wanted to bring you on and interview you, this is the American dream, right? You start in this kitchen behind you. You move up to a food truck, and then next thing you know, you're going to be sitting in what I consider the premier food location for Charlottesville. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the process of moving on over to going from a food truck to a brick and mortar, right?
Oh wow! Yeah, absolutely.
That must have been scary, right?
It's really scary, but it's a good scary feeling.
There you go.
But it's a whole lot of work. I had to hire an architect, which I had no idea from the beginning. I thought I could just go in and order equipment and put it inside of a building. But no, I had to hire an architect to do a drawing of the layout of the restaurant. Pick the colors, go out and pick paint and tile and furniture pieces. Order the proper equipment size for the space that I'm going to have. Working closely with the health department to make sure that everything's intact, especially with the COVID-19, just to make sure that the community and the employees, stay safe. The contract, the construction crew had to hire a contractor for the construction, which was huge.
I know a little bit about that.
It's been a totally different ball game for me, but it's a really good experience. I've learned a lot along the way. Working very close with the dairy market ownership. Casey, she's been amazing. As far as as well as Chris Henry and the team, Jenny and Keith, everybody over the team. They have answered all the questions that I've had along the way. Right now, we're working with the health department. I have some equipment that has arrived, so I'm excited about that. They have already started my build out. I have my hood up and going. Some equipment is going to be going in. They poured concrete on the floor, so it's kind of exciting to pop over there every once in a while and look at the progress. And I have to pinch myself and ask my husband, "Is this real?
Really are we really doing this?"
Yeah, we're really doing this, and I'm also excited because I was thinking when I first started this, okay, what am I going to do with the food truck? And my husband threw up ideas. Okay, maybe you should sell the food truck. You can't do both. And plus, you're the HR director for DoubleTree. You can't do all three.
Right.
So we're going to keep the food truck operating on Pantops Mountain where it's currently located. I've hired someone to supervise the food truck. She has all her training. She's going to be there, run the show during lunch hours, Tuesday through Saturday. I'm going to be at the Dairy Market in my happy place.
Yeah, happy place.
For lunch and dinner there. So everything's going to work out great. So people that's on the lunch break that just want something really quick, they can still stop by the food truck and grab lunch. And someone that wants to come in and maybe sit at our little mini bar, and plenty of seating over and outside and inside of the Dairy Market, or they're going to also offer curb takeout for those that don't feel comfortable sitting inside as well. We'll be there, for lunch as well as dinner with a more expanded menu, of course.
So you must be looking at my notes, because I'm feverishly making notes as you're speaking. And one of them was, what are you going to do with the food truck? So you already answered that. And the other one was, please tell me about your experience about, going through the process. Because, I'm a recovering developer and builder, and I help folks consult to do what you did on that in some cases. So to go backwards on that, how did you find that, we talk about this all the time, red tape, green tape, right? How did you find that process? Was everybody you worked with at the city or the health department helpful in guiding you through this process?
Yeah, and absolutely. And right now I'm still going through the process with the health department. It's a couple of things we had to add, like another sink, which is fine. And it's going to help the business grow. It's going to help us get things set up from the beginning, so we don't have to make changes when we're in the middle of business. And, as far as the city of Charlottesville, they have been great, doing their part, helping out. And it's been a smooth process, but more than anyone, the ownership over at the Dairy Market has been very helpful.
Oh, yeah.
They have guided us, telling us this is your next step. This is what you need to get done so we can be here. This is now you need to start creating your menu. Okay, now it's time to get your uniforms together so you can know what your employees are going to wear. So
sure. Good for you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said, good for you. I actually work with Casey and Chris for another client in another location, and they've just been super great to work with. So hats off to them. It's all about getting it done, not making roadblocks with those guys. So, and
they're watching right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
So then I won't ask the question, when can you open up? So it may not be a good question. So I might as well ask it. When do you think you can open up at the Dairy Market?
So I'm going to say this fall. I'm not going to give an exact date, but we will be opening this fall, from my understanding.
So there's two things I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get anything about your recipe and an exact date when you're going to open.
She knows how to play the game.
You're really good at
the game.
Well, and plus
maybe on your next show. No.
Okay, but you also do catering still, right? Right.
Absolutely.
So if I'm counting right, you're outperforming, I think, Jerry and I, because I think we work a lot, but I think
how do you do this, Angelique?
I think you got us beat.
You're incredible. You're the HR director at the DoubleTree. You're running a food truck. You're opening a restaurant. You're doing catering. How do you do all this stuff, Angelique?
And Jerry, what did I tell you last time? I am that bunny rabbit.
That's right.
I am the energizer bunny rabbit. I'm full of energy. I don't like sitting still. I have a goal. If I have a goal, I am going to meet that goal, and I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm checking things off the list. I don't like to sit still. I love the community. I love the public. I love cooking. It takes me to my happy place. I have family members. My mother, for an example, she keeps telling me, slow down. You're going to be sick. You're going to be in the hospital. I'm like, Mom, no. I love I'll probably be in the hospital if I slow down and do nothing. But I just like to keep busy. I just love being around people. And, I'm trying to build a legacy here. I'm trying to leave something behind for my kids and my grandkids to be able to take over one day. I'm talking about franchising in the future, maybe expanding to Richmond, Virginia. My daughter, she's working very close to the business now. She was currently working at she was previously working at DoubleTree before she got furloughed. And now she's working very close. She's going to start in the restaurant, learning some of the things that I've been doing. So, I want this, I don't want this just to start and end here. I want it to continue. I want it to continue to grow. The catering part, unfortunately, we lost a lot of catering business with the COVID-19. I have one wedding that's on the book still for October.
Good for you.
But I am starting to pick up business for 2021, which is great. But yeah, I just enjoy doing it. If it's something you enjoy doing, it doesn't seem hard. It doesn't seem like you're doing a lot of work. It's just like it's one about your everyday life.
We talked about this on last Friday's show. I don't think I've ever worked a day in my life.
Make your passion your profession. You never
Right.
work a day in your life.
Never worked a day in my life, you know. But it was funny because when I went to go visit Angelique at her Pantops truck, right? I couldn't get her to sit still, right? We were leaning on, okay, let's go lean on the truck and talk a little bit. And I can watch. She was watching her trailer. Because they were making me lunch or dinner for my wife and I, and she was watching, and I was just trying to follow on. And then I quickly realized, we don't need to do any prep. This is going to be fine. We'll talk later. We'll do good. Very few people I don't prep with. This was like, okay, we're going to be good.
Angelique, you already have positive things coming in. I'm going to throw this stuff to you, okay, Angelique? Nita Knight says, this place makes yummy vittles. Bashir says, I will be at Angelique's when I come back from the beach. Barbara Lundgren says, I'm coming to see you on Thursday, Angelique. Laura says, I'm coming to your food truck on Friday. This is the first time I've heard of you. You got John saying, I didn't know about this business. I will see you this weekend. Angelique, you're going to blow up, lady. You're going to blow up.
Awesome. Yay.
And you and I can't see this, but as we're talking, Judah is rolling pictures that I sent to you this morning. Pictures of your beautiful food, and like I said, when I was uploading them this morning, I was like, oh man, I'm hungry. Oh man, I'm hungry.
Let me ask you this question, Angelique. How about so we're real, we're real people here, and COVID is a scary time. How about the vulnerability you were feeling about opening this restaurant during a COVID time? What was going through your mind?
I was really scared. I'm going to be honest with you. And, I was really nervous. And I said, oh, my gosh, we're going to open up the restaurant. We have put all this money in it and we can't open. But, with the resources that's out there and the health department giving us information and we're taking precaution and, everybody at the food truck, they wear the mask. I have a mask around my neck. I'm at home right now and I have a mask around my neck right now, and as long as we're people that's using the machine for the signatures, we're sanitizing that after each person use it. If anybody, every time my employees come on the food truck, I have to sign a waiver, ask them a series of questions. Have you been exposed to anyone with COVID? Have you been tested? Or do you have a fever? So we're taking all the precautions. It was a scary thing, but I think that things are starting to calm and settle down a little bit. And I was worried about people coming into the dairy to sit down, but they have the outdoor seating. People feel comfortable eating outdoors. We have the curb pickup. We're going to have, delivery, DoorDash, Grubhub, So I think we'll be fine. I was nervous, but now I'm feeling better about everything. And I think it's just going to be an overwhelming turnout with the dairy. And Charlottesville needs something new. Everybody's been sitting around the house. And I think they need something new and refreshing. And I think the dairy market is going to bring that different feeling, that change to Charlottesville.
So let's talk about some good stuff, right? Let's talk about your menu, because there's a bunch of folks here that may not know who you are. I've never been to your food truck.
People are literally saying that.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing, and they want to know about the food.
So we're rolling pictures through, so people who are on Facebook
they're seeing your food.
Can see your food on that. But tell us about your menu. Tell us what you can expect when we show up, and will the menu at the dairy market be any different if there's anything special there?
Sure. So
and my stomach, if you hear grumbling, it's my stomach. I just want to say.
Okay. So my specialty is fried fish. That is my passion. That's something I've always had a desire to cook. So my specialty is the fried whiting fillet, boneless fillet, and I dip it in my exclusive seafood breading. Nobody has that breading. Nobody has that flavor. The only way you're going to get that flavor and that breading is to come and visit Angelique's Kitchen Food Truck or Angelique the Dairy Market, or if you purchase a bag of the breading. That's the only way you're going to get that flavor. And we also offer collard greens, homemade macaroni and cheese. We have sweet potato fries, hush puppies. We have street corn. It's not the Mexican street corn. It's my own recipe that I use for street corn. It's a little different from everybody else.
And I got to stop. I got to stop you. That is some awesome street corn. I've had enough street corn, and I bit into that the other day, and I went, whoa. So I'm just saying. It was really good. Sorry to interrupt you. It was really good.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And we also have chicken wings, crispy chicken wings. We have chicken tenders. We offer hot dogs, and coleslaw, of course, and we have our delicious cornbread hush puppies as well. So one thing, when we open up the dairy, we're going to have the exact same menu, but we're going to have some additional items. We're going to have the barbecue leg quarters. We're going to have potato salad. We're going to have corn pudding. We're going to have fried shrimp, which that seafood breading is delicious. Dipped into that, the shrimp is delicious dipped into that seafood breading. So it's an amazing flavor. We're going to probably do some foot-long hot dogs sometimes, in addition to the regular hot dogs, with the chili and the cheese and the onions and all that good old stuff. So, we're going to have a variety of different items, but we're definitely going to stick with my original menu as well.
We need to
Wait, I need your food right now.
we need to end this interview. I'm done. So can you run over to your trailer right? We see you there in
Here we go. We'll
10
pay.
minutes.
We will buy.
Show's over. Let's go get some food.
They're there. It's opening from 11 to 7. 11 to 7 today. I have a crew there. I'm about to open it up right now.
Let me give some props.
Sure, of course.
Ray Cadell says, I tried her food last week. It's amazing. I love her positive energy. We have more people commenting. Spencer says her fried fish is the best I have ever had in my life. Positive praise continues for Angelique here on this show. How's the creative process, Angelique? What is the creative process like? How do you get creative? Because I know that's one of your favorite things when you're trying to come up with new stuff for the menu.
So, when I come up with, what I do is I think about items. I never sleep. I'm telling you. I think I'm thinking about things in my sleep. So basically, when I come up with new items, I think about ways to expand the business. The same thing I thought about with the shrimp. I've never thought about doing fried shrimp. I had some of my employees with me, and I went and bought some fresh shrimp, and I, dipped it, and then I put it into the breading, and all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought about using it for shrimp. This is amazing. So, I just sit back sometimes, I think about it, I write it down on a piece of paper, and then I prepare a meal the first time. If I don't like the way it tastes, I figure out what needs to go in it, what needs to be added. Same thing going back and forth with my seafood breading. When I went to the manufacturing company, I sent them my ingredients. They sent it back to me. I said, this is not right. This is not the flavor that I intended to get. I need you to add more of this. You just go back and forth until you get it right. There's a process with everything. And I want things to be perfect. And I use quality product. If it's not good enough for my family and for me and my family to eat, it's not good enough for my customers to eat. And I've always been that way. So
we're very similar people, right? I get these ideas rolling through my head. And in the old days, I used to actually have a piece of paper next to the bed. Now I have this phone. And I
have my phone.
I'll wake up at 2 o'clock. I did it this morning. Woke up 2 o'clock in the morning, put it in the notes thing, put the thing down, and go back to sleep. But what I loved about your food and what you do, it's you. You put you in this, right? This is not some chain of any sort. It's you, and until you know that it's right, it's not going out the door. So my hat's off to you, and kudos to you. That's there's a thing about pride and taking pride in one's work, and you surely do that. And you're the energizer buddy for sure, because just thinking about it, I don't think I can keep up with it.
She has not only the team behind the development watching, but Angelique, Dino is watching as well. How about we take a moment and highlight some of your neighbors in Dairy Market and Dairy Central, because the positive energy there is certainly making it a destination for food in the heart of the city, Angelique.
Yeah, and hi, Deirdre. Deirdre's my supervisor on the food truck. She's going to be running the food truck for me while I'm here today, while I'm at the other job.
Dino's watching.
Oh, Dino. Hi, Dino. Yeah, he's my partner. Yeah, we're going to be neighbors. Yeah, Dino's going to be doing the rotisserie chicken. He's going to be doing the pizza. I just actually met him, when we had our first meeting over at the dairy last month. Really nice guy. I'm super excited. We even talked about teaming up for the holidays. He does rotisserie chicken, and I do the yams and the greens, and maybe the cornbread for the holidays. Put some meal packages together. So I'm very excited about Dino joining the team, taking away sandwiches. So we're just excited about everyone. Chim, Jay and his family over at Chim, super great family. I just love the guys. I mean, they're just awesome. very supportive. We support each other. We order food from each other. We're a family. We're a team. We're going to stick together, and we're all about customer service and making sure the customer want to come back. And they call it a food hall because you can have a family that come in and they may not have taste for fried fish or chicken. They may want something a little different, maybe a sandwich or maybe pizza. And I'm very supportive. I'm gonna say go check out Dino's. He has great pizza. So we're here to support each other. We're definitely here to work together to build the dairy, to make it superior, to make people want to make this the place to be in Charlottesville when they come tourists. I have a lot of activity from UVA right now coming to the food truck, so I'm super excited. I had a group of students that came to me a few months ago and talked to me about a program, and I think I donated a gift certificate to them as well. But they told me about a program about the students swiping their meal cards. And before I knew it, I had somebody from UVA, from I think it's called Elevate, reaching out to me, sending me a tablet. So we're all set up, ready to go. When the dairy opens up, the students will be able to swipe the meal card.
Oh, wow.
Over at Angelique's Kitchen. So that's something that I'm very excited about. That's going to help us expand and help us grow. Getting a lot of activity at the food truck right now. UVA students coming by. I had one of the UVA students from the football team. I believe it's the wide receiver. He reached out to me trying to support locally Black-owned businesses. I told him my next video, I would love for him and some of the guys or some of the players to help with our video. He said he would love to. So I'm going to hold them to that once they arrive back on campus. So we're getting a lot of support. We're a small business. We're, as you know from the comments, everybody don't know that we're here in Charlottesville. So I really appreciate I Love CVille to get the entrepreneurs out there, let people know that we are here. Yeah, we're a small business, but we are out there. We offer a great quality product. We offer great customer service. One thing I tell my employees, is a couple of things I need when I hire you. I need you to be open. I need you to be honest, and I need you to excel when it comes to customer service. Because if you don't have your customers, you don't have a business. You can't grow. I give out free T-shirts sometimes to the first 10 customers. I'm going to do a promotion. Also, when the dairy open up, we're going to give out 100 T-shirts to the first 100 customers that come and visit Angelique's Kitchen that day. So I'm hoping to get at least.
I'm going to set up a camp. I'm going to set up a tent. So, this is just great stuff. To go back to the dairy market, it's family, right? That you used the word a couple of times. It's this family feeling, and so they're going to be super successful in it. One of the things that we talk about in our business all the time with our folks, and you embody this with your employees and the way you do everything. Be professional.
Yes.
Be caring, care, and be trustworthy. And if you hit those three things, if you're doing fried fish or selling houses or development or marketing, you will be successful. It's that simple. So, is there any questions on the feed for Angelique?
Yeah, we handle a lot of them. Fitzgerald Barnes is watching, Louisa County Board of Supervisors. Welcome to the program. So, Angelique, here's the question for you. Before we close, we're a platform of hope, and you're a positive person. Just like all of us, you're a realist as well. We're cautious optimists. How about a message of hope for everyone that's watching, a message of positivity? Because it's an uncertain time, as we know, Angelique.
Yes, absolutely. I just want to say that, yes, it's some scary times right now. For a good example, my grandson, he's 9 years old. I was talking to him last night, and he was saying, Grandma, I'm really bored. I said, well, Nathan, we have lots of things you can do. We got a pool for your backyard. We have your trampoline. He said, well, I'm just bored. He said, I really want to get back out there. I want to get back out in the community. I want to be around people. And I'm tired of wearing this mask. I want to see my friends. I want to play. I want to go to school. And that's a change. If he says he wants to go to school, because normally it's hard to get him up to go to school. So, I think that if everybody just do the right thing, wear your mask out in the public, just be kind to each other, use encouraging words, don't give up on your dreams. We have the COVID going on right now. Yeah, I was afraid, when the COVID came out, thinking about, the dairy market opening up still, am I going to be able to, get the business, to, pay the rent, to pay the bills, to keep the product coming in. Everything is coming together, but, you just got to stay positive, think positive. If you think positive, you're going to think positive thoughts, positive things are going to come out of it. If you think negative, negative things are going to come. So we want to think positive.
Amen.
And just be you and just do the things you desire to do. Don't stop. This is not stopping our life. Just continue to live your life.
Amen.
You are awesome.
That's all.
Thank you.
All I can add to that is amen.
Yeah.
Right? Amen.
And amen. And amen.
Amen. Amen.
Angelique,
you took us to church, without a doubt.
You are an absolute rock star. I love everything about you. We will be there when you open. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your food.
Welcome.
Thank you for your positivity. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. And thanks for having me.
Oh, always welcome.
Appreciate it.
You
Anytime.
have a good one. She is absolutely awesome. She is awesome. Angelique from Angelique's Kitchen. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? Right?
To be honest with you, I knew that she was going to be a great interview. That was awesome.
Oh.
And all I can add to the back end of that is amen, amen, amen. She took us to church.
Amen.
Took us to church.
That's the most amens we've ever said on this show right here.
There you go.
What do you,
and I'm starving. That's all.
Let's talk, and J-Dubs, we'll get this live stream set up. Why don't you go on a two-shot with us? And if you need to come on, we can do that. So Keith, he'll take care of that. I'm curious of this with you. What do you make of the impact that it's going to have? Dairy Market, Dairy Central in this town.
Well, I think it's going to be huge. I don't. I think there'll be a little, starting up struggle with the COVID-19. It's obviously a different world than it was 6 months ago, or before. All this insanity started. But, I know this much. I know these guys well. They've thought this through. They prepped this out. Everybody's going to be safe. And, the outdoor seating, they were ahead of this, right? And who knew this was going to be important? There's another mutual client that we're working with for a project in Zion's Crossroads, and that we just built in some huge...
Keep going.
Huge outdoor seating space. You just really want to test my attention deficit.
I just want you to do the show.
Focus, Smith.
Yeah, that's all I want you to do.
Yeah, but that attention deficit zone will kick in. But yeah, so I think they're going to do great, man.
Me too.
I really, really do. Everything that they put their hands on.
You're talking
Chris Henry and
Stony Point,
Chris Henry and his team.
Yeah.
Everything they put their hands on is super well thought out.
Right.
Not only is it super well thought out, they engaged the community.
Right.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. And not too many developers and builders do that, but they engage the community on what they want, what they don't want, and they're prepared to, frankly, put their money where their mouth is and make stuff happen.
I love
it. So it's going to be an awesome thing. I can't wait till.
So guys, we're live on Instagram, on I Love CVille's Instagram. We're streaming in the Yes Team Realtors. We're literally streaming the show now to Facebook and Instagram at the same time. We're going to add LinkedIn. The I Love CVille Network has the second largest LinkedIn following in Charlottesville and Central Virginia, where it's essentially all C-suite executives and business owners on LinkedIn. We add that platform to the network next week. With the 12,100 people that we have on Instagram that can see this content in perpetuity, we've pretty much increased the size of the network with Instagram and LinkedIn over 20,000 people. That means more Keith Smith, more distinguished gentlemen, more Yes Team Realtors. And I'll tell you, I think Dairy Market and Dairy Central is going to take a quarter of Charlottesville in the city that was for a little bit not forgotten, but needed a little bit of potential TLC. And the reality is that is a hop, skip, and a jump from the hospital, a hop, skip, and a jump from downtown. You have easy access to the bypass. I mean, it's in the heart of the city. I mean, and the fact that the land trust realizes this as well, along with folks like Dairy, like Chris Henry and Stony Point. Keith, this is going to be the Tony, popular, sexy area. This could be potentially the new Belmont.
That's an interesting thought. I think it's still going to be the neighborhood that it is. It's just going to be better.
Okay, talk to me about that.
Yeah, all you have to do is drive around and take a look at it, right? It's just all you got to do is get your eyes on it, and everything that they've done over there is first class. You know, just from the standpoint of repurposing an existing building.
Right? A historic.
Well, and so what's important to that is they paid homage to the history by naming it. So they kept a lot of it the same. You know, this is just me speaking. I'm just giving you my opinion and feeling on this stuff. But they, you know, from my perspective, I look at that and they gave homage to the past. And then, you know, something you can see some of the logos that they do. They
got a cow mural on the side of the building.
That's exactly what I was
to
saying.
pay homage. I love it.
But they also think outside the box too, right? What are they doing with movies?
They're doing drive-in movies. Right.
Who knew? Right? So
yeah, they're doing yoga classes.
I saw that
outside.
I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, so they're realizing that the need for outside has more value proposition than ever, and they're pivoting and responding.
But I think they knew that long before COVID. That was the trend, because otherwise they would have not designed in all the outdoor space that they did, right? So,
yeah.
So nobody knew this was ever going to happen, but the trend was more outdoor space. Like you and I want to go out for a beer or a cup of coffee. What are we going to do? We're going to sit outside.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when that place. I've been going to that place almost since I first arrived in Charlottesville in 2000. I think the first time I ever went there, it was, what was it, guys, before it was Sharky's Bar and Grill? Now, we remember it as Three Notch. We remember it as McGrady's Irish Pub. Before it was McGrady's, it was Sharky's Bar and Grill. I remember it before it was Sharky's Bar and Grill. It was another bar. I remember going there with my fake ID and drinking some cold beers when I was 18.
That was yesterday, right?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Someone help me. What was it before it was Sharky's Bar and Grill on Preston Avenue? It used to be, I remember shooting, doing paint guns over there.
Remember
you
that?
You know what I'm talking about?
I remember.
There was a Latino bodega over there at one time. Mm-hmm. There was a bar before it was Sharky's. Can somebody help me out what it was called?
So I'm going a little too far back. I remember when it was vacant.
You remember when it was before there was nothing there?
Yeah. It was vacant. In the late 80s.
It was an afterthought?
It was vacant, yeah, back in those days. So, I mean, they're really doing the right thing. And I can't, somebody who consults out, who understands this process really intimately, they reach out to the neighbors and engage them and, what do you want? That doesn't mean that they got everything they wanted, but they engage them instead of just discounting it. It's so important. And the testament to that is when a rock star like Angelique wants to go in there.
Right?
Right. She gets it. She understands it. She understands this is where this is going to be. And if you just take a look at some of the folks are talking about, that's going to be in there. They get it. It's going to be cool.
I think it's going to be cool as well. I'm very excited to see what this does for the community. I'm very excited to see what it does. What does it do to the corresponding neighborhood? What do you think?
So it depends on which hat you wear.
Okay.
Right?
You wear a lot of hats.
I do. So some people could think that this might price other folks out of the market. Other folks, not so much. So it really depends on what particular perspective you come from. We're trying to do something with the land trust so that we can put in some homes in there at this under $200,000 mark for folks, kind of similar to what we did at Nassau Street, at around $200,000. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to work through that and kind of keep the neighborhood stabilized, for lack of a better term. But I think some folks might see, oh my God, it might. I can't even say this word, but I have to. It could bring on some gentrification of the neighborhood. But these guys are in front of that, and they're really trying to help control that to go one way or the other.
Barbara Lundgren says, I went there when it was the Monticello Dairy Building. I'm old. That's what Barbara says.
Oh, when it was the actual dairy.
You are aging like a fine wine, Barbara Lundgren. Like a fine wine, Barbara Lundgren. I sincerely mean that, my friend. I'm excited, dude. I think it's going to be, I just can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to drink a beer at Star Hill.
Well, then they're also doing the...
I can't wait to eat Dino's Pizza, Angelique's Fried Fish. J-Pun's got legit Thai food. Tom at Takeaway's got some of the best sandwiches in town.
So when we get a little further along, we'll invite them to come back and tell us.
I'd love to see a little Chris Henry action.
We will. When they have an open invitation, but when they're ready, they're a little bit busy at the moment. But it's much more than the food we're talking about, right? So they've got some awesome Class A space that is, if not leased up, all leased up with a bunch of employees. And they're in the process of building some apartments in there that's going to have affordable housing to it.
Right.
So, it's much more than just that one.
It's an epicenter.
That's exactly
It's a live, work, play. That's the new concept with development is live, work, play. You can live upstairs in one of the dope apartments. You can walk downstairs to Dexicom and do your work. You can go to Star Hill for happy hour. And then you can go to Angelique's, Dino's, Take It Away, or Chim and have some dinner. And then you head back up to your dope apartment and chill.
So when I was out in Seattle.
Live, work, play, baby.
Absolutely. When I was out in Seattle, that's what developers are doing. They're taking these vacant malls and turning them into this concept. So it was a very similar concept. They took an underutilized.
Yeah. An underappreciated, almost forgotten structure. They resuscitated it. They huffed some new life into it. And now Charlottesville citizens in Central Virginia get the benefit. It's literally win-win.
That's how I'm looking at it.
If anyone sees any negativity in this whatsoever, they're just like, they would see negativity in puppies and really good donuts or in steaks. And how can you see negativity in puppies or really good donuts or a nice cut of beef?
Or fried fish.
Or fried fish, my boy. Or fried fish.
I like that segue.
That was very nice.
That's a good segue.
It's like you're a seasoned broadcaster.
Well, I'm working on it. I've only been doing this for 2 years. I need how many more years to catch up to you? Another 12 or
I've
something?
been doing this for 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. First job.
18 more years.
Actually did a broadcasting job while at UVA.
What was that?
Radio.
I'm sorry?
A radio. So 30 seconds and then
Yeah. I'll go ahead.
University of Virginia. Was really good at writing, really good with words and communication. Cut to the chase. That's what I do. Was able to take that skill set to the newspaper. Somebody at local radio said, "What's this dude doing? Let's give him a 30-minute talk show on Saturdays." That 30-minute talk show on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 10:30 translated into a 2-hour Monday through Friday drive time show. ESPN saw me doing it on 1400 WKAV. The rest is history. Syndicated in 4 states, 2 TV shows on NBC 29, and the foundation for this business that's 12 plus years old. And now we're beating them like a drum.
So should we talk about what we talked about off air?
I think we should talk housing.
I don't know. You're running the show.
I'm the lowly producer. You're the executive
I was ready to
producer.
go into some stats, but
I want to talk housing, dog.
I'm just trying to keep up with you, man.
You gave an incredible statistic yesterday about Charlottesville.
I did. I didn't bring them with me, so I don't want to recite. But the bottom line is
it's going up.
That's exactly right. Month over month, August of this year versus August of last year. The median sales price went up in Charlottesville, roughly 80 grand.
80K.
Roughly 80 grand.
So year over year, August 2019 versus August 2020, median sales price for transactions, City of Charlottesville, $80,000 increase.
So I think the thing to talk about or to focus on is not so much the $80,000. There's a lot of talk that Charlottesville, the city of Charlottesville, the market wasn't happening, right? It wasn't hopping. It wasn't moving. Everybody was moving out of the city. And we just spent, what time is it? We just spent almost an hour, 50 minutes talking about a downtown central Charlottesville business. But if you take a look at the month over month, August of 20 versus August of 19, it's literally the same volume of sales, almost the same, I don't have the numbers, but almost the same amount of days on market, but the prices are going up. So it's really not happening.
But is the flight from urban, is it not happening in more densely populated, larger urban environments?
Yeah.
Where Charlottesville, in comparison to like DC, Arlington, Philly, Baltimore, where these flood of people coming, even New York City, Charlottesville's a town.
Yeah.
It's almost a village compared to New York City.
It's funny, I've been doing some reading about that, and it's really not happening as much as everybody thinks it is.
In the city?
It's really not. No, There's some change and there's some migrations going back and forth, and I think New York City might be the exception to the rule a little bit, or exception to what's going on. But you're 100% right. What is all politics?
What is all politics? Pomp, circumstance, and conjecture?
All politics is local.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Local. That's real politics is local. When you start getting up in the
Yeah.
other stuff,
It's not your day to day.
so that's what makes a difference. Well, it's the same thing in real estate, right? We're trying to focus on our region, our market, right? It's great to read about what's happening in New York or in Dallas or in San Francisco, but one needs to study a little bit about what's going on in our own backyard, and it may not translate. But we've always, I've been doing this since '87 here, and went through some pretty steep ups and downs. But at the end of the day, nationwide, we tend to do a little bit better than some of the other areas on it. So.
I mean, we got the University of Virginia. What do we got? All these big time employers. We got State Farm. We got SNL. I mean, we got CFA, QIM. We got some big time dogs here. Co-Construct.
But we have a tremendous amount of small businesses, which
SMBs, small, medium-sized businesses.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Would have been a great question to ask Elizabeth last Friday. What's the volume of employees for small business? And if Neil's watching, he probably knows this. How many does small to medium businesses actually employ versus some of the large employers? I'll bet you the number's pretty high up in there.
You feel good?
I feel great. I'm starving to be honest with you.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'm waiting to go get me some fried fish.
So let me throw this to you, okay? So you are a smart guy. You've been through the ringer and have a little bit more seasoning than I do. So I learned from you.
I'm not going to give up my seasoning secret.
I'd say your seasoning is roughly 52 years on this planet, Keith Smith.
Well, thank you for being kind.
52 years on this planet for the distinguished gentleman.
Your math's a little off, but thank you.
He's got the spirit of someone who's 19, the physique of someone who's 54. So I'm going to throw this to you.
I'm confused. Now I don't even know how old I am.
Dairy Market and Dairy Central are going to be the spot.
Sure.
I know they're going to be the spot.
Sure.
How do you think that impacts some of the other corridors, areas in the city of Charlottesville, my friend?
That's a great question.
And we'll throw them out there. You got a little corridor in Belmont, right? With those fine restaurants. Of course, you got the downtown mall. My heart's downtown.
Sure.
You got a corridor in Midtown.
Sure.
Little corridor in the UVA corner. Call one at Barracks Road Shopping Center, maybe one at 5th Street Extended with 5th Street Station, and then everything else that's Route 29 we'll put in one lump, okay? Because that starts getting to the county, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How does big-time brands, Star Hill, Take It Away, Chim, Angelique's, Dino's, and the novelty of a new place? That's huge, novelty.
Sure.
How's it impact things?
So you missed one area that I wrote down, Cherry Avenue.
Cherry Avenue.
So
Yeah.
I've always been a huge supporter and proponent of growing Cherry Avenue. My hope is that's kind of where the success of Dairy Market and what they're doing might be able to migrate over that way.
I think that's going to happen.
Well, it's unfortunately acquisition costs are a bit too high over there at the moment.
Oh, explain that.
Yeah, so in order to buy land and a property over there, it's just a little bit too expensive at the moment in order to achieve what one would need to achieve there.
Understood.
So
Are those teardowns? Because there's not very many vacant parcels.
there's actually a couple of vacant
Are you
parcels.
talking that little triangle one that's trying to be like the Soho or that technology area that's got the sign there right off of Roosevelt Brown Boulevard close to the hospital?
Correct. I believe that's going through another site plan markup on that. I'm more speaking of Cherry Avenue corridor from
Kim's Market.
Kim's Market.
Yeah,
in
you love
particular.
Kim's Market.
I do.
I love Kim's Market.
So
underutilized.
Yeah, it's just and then some other properties have come on market. So as you're going down Cherry Avenue, there's a parking lot to the right on 7.5 and Cherry, I believe that's what it is. It used to be where they were storing equipment. It's part of the old Chisholm property. So that, and there's a strip mall for sale and
Which one?
So where Tom Thumb is.
Oh yeah,
that's
for sale. The gas station, the old GoCo.
So it's not the gas station. I may have this wrong. It's not the gas station. It's the
barber shop. There's a cell phone place. I think there's a payday loans place
the
there.
little building off to the side.
What's that run for?
A little bit.
How much
I think,
roughly?
So I think it's the parking lot that building, and I believe there's a tract of land behind it somewhere between $5 and $6 million. I don't have it.
Good night.
Yeah, so
That's tear down, isn't it? Probably, right?
not the.
You keep the shopping center?
Repurpose. I would, not that it would ever become what Chris Henry and those guys are doing, but you can repurpose that.
Yeah.
The structure is actually pretty sound. I was looking through it the other day.
$5 to $6 million. Your wheels are turning. I know what they're turning over here, and I know we're not going to be able to pull the secrets out of the distinguished gentleman because this guy's got something in the hopper. I can tell right now. That is a hot spot, and it's an important track for the neighborhood.
Yeah. So we're probably not going to get to what we wanted to talk about.
We can go long.
No. We can save it for Friday. This is exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you can get me to talk about this all day long.
And I love this too. And they love this.
So Charlotte's Thomas Jefferson Planning District Commission, which I'm a commissioner on and a treasurer of, is just wrapping up the Cherry Avenue small area plan. So I don't think it's been adopted yet by the city, but it talks about what the development could look like and what the city wants to. It was a pretty inclusive project. It involved the community members, and it was pretty exciting on it to be part of it. But let's think about what it offers. Right. I'm riding a bike now. It's got a great bike route.
UVA Hospital.
Close
to everything.
Bus route.
Yeah.
Right. You can get to Dairy Market very easily.
Get downtown.
You get downtown easily, so it's just really wants to do that, but it has to be done in a smart way. But, with the value of what the property owners want, it's just not fiscally feasible. It's just, the math just doesn't work out. But eventually I think we'll get there, in my opinion.
You got two,
Hopefully.
This better than I do. And
I'm sorry?
You know this better than I do, and I learn from you. It seems to me, just from the amateur layman's perspective, it seems to me you have very few sections in the city that still have developmental potential. You got the corridor you're talking about, the Cherry Avenue corridor. You got that Prospect neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
10th and Page.
Mm-hmm.
Got some potential there.
And they just came out with a report, see if the chemistry's working out well.
Just came out with a report. Give me a hint.
Report.
What's that?
New Hill
Development, Star Hill neighborhood.
There you go.
Thank you, my friend.
You.
Thank you for jogging my memory. Okay, so back to you. Teach me something. You got those spots there. Nothing else.
Me and my big mouth.
I learned.
Yeah, so I think everything is moving in the right direction, and to wrap this around what Chris Henry and Dairy Market's doing, I think you're trying to ask me, is there enough market in the city of Charlottesville to handle multiple versions of that? I think that's what you're trying to ask me.
I am.
And I don't have an answer to that at the moment.
That is what I'm trying to ask you.
Yeah. So I think the market will tell us that, obviously. And I think some of these other areas that we're talking about, they need to be, let's say, repurposed a little bit differently than what Chris and those guys done over there.
So what, maybe more housing?
Well, that's near and dear to me. I think more affordable housing is what it needs to be, but that's just my personal opinion on it. But mixed use, kind of configurations on that stuff. And you'll find out when the report comes out for the Cherry Avenue small area plan. You'll see what the neighborhood wants and the neighbors want and the folks in that area. And it's not very different than what I think the developers want. It's just the land acquisition is high, and we talk about red tape, green tape all the time. The process is just laborious, expensive, takes a lot of time, and people just don't want to go through that, as I call it, brain damage.
Yeah. It should be that way.
Well, it should be. It shouldn't be too easy, and on the other hand, it shouldn't be too hard.
It should be next to impossible.
Well, it shouldn't be next to impossible.
Yeah, right.
Well, it wouldn't be next to impossible, otherwise it wouldn't be done.
Because you're pretty much just creating an environment where the only people that can do this have deep pockets and can withstand the time to go through all the stuff. Because that costs money.
Well, it doesn't make the units cheaper.
Right.
Or more cost effective. Right. And therefore you can't put more cost effective.
Hence why Charlottesville year over year, August 19 versus August 2020, $80,000 increase median price in transactions.
You're gonna.
Dude, that is a startling number.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to triple check the numbers, so I hope I did it
I'm
on.
sure your math is right.
I did it on the fly, but yeah, the system doesn't lie. I just put in the 2 dates, and it's unless I did my math wrong, which I'm sure I didn't. So yeah, it's it's funny. I was walking on the downtown mall on the way over here from getting my cup of coffee at MarieBette, and the mall is humming.
Humming. You saw people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are out. People are wrong. People wearing masks.
Yeah.
People being
It's got some empty storefronts there.
I know it does.
Yeah.
I know it does. But I am not a believer that the downtown mall is done. Right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that at all.
Hope to God no.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not done. It's not done. We called the V on housing. The stock market is coming back to where it was before.
You definitely call it V residential. Does that apply to
Yeah.
commercial?
I'm
Does
telling
it
you.
apply to renters, tenants, commercial?
I have commercial clients.
Yeah.
I can't find property for.
Interesting. And what about the mall? They don't want to.
No, but so these are like 3,000, 6,000
Okay, understood.
square foot.
Much larger footprints than you can find down.
And it's interesting. They all want to own now.
Oh yeah? Well, because the prices drop and they see an opportunity.
I just think they see ownership as a value. That too. But yeah, so these are, I need 4,000, 6,000. I know somebody else was looking for 6,000 square feet, right? Sitting across from me, right? And it's hard to find, right?
That's true. That's true.
It's hard to find. It's hard to get. So one would not think that that's the case. Everybody would think, oh my God.
Well, I have
Will
some
Smith.
firsthand experience on this. Can I throw this to you?
I'm going to have my coffee and listen.
I'm going to throw this to you. So, I'm choosing my words carefully.
Uh-oh.
I rarely choose my words carefully.
Particularly with me.
I know. I'm even hesitant to say this.
Well, then don't.
No. I can say this in the proper way.
I feel like I'm going to get insulted here. In a minute.
No, this is not. This is right down your alley. All right, so I'm just going to go out and cut to the chase here. So we went, yours truly,
Who's we?
me,
Got it.
personally. We're doing well.
Yeah, good for you.
Looking to expand.
So much like Angelique, we just talked about this.
Yeah.
You started with what, a radio?
30 minutes radio, a 30-minute radio slot.
And you translated it into this.
We have the top advertising agency
Sure.
in the market and this network, and then call it 17,000 square feet
Are
of
you
real
interested in a sponsorship in a show?
This is what I'm going to throw. You asked. I'm going to throw this to you, my friend. So I am looking to expand and want a building on the mall.
Got it.
The options that are there are not necessarily taking into account the current climate or marketplace and are considering values of property that are more indicative of, say, 2019, pre-COVID. So my question for you that I learned from you, choosing my words carefully, is...
Hold it. Did you sign a buyer broker agreement?
Does the commercial not adapt to the landscape, or is it just the guys thinking, look, this is going to come back, this is what the value is, I ain't dropping the value just because we got a pandemic?
So we were supposed to talk the second half of the show, bidding wars, my 10 strategies.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
For victory, right? The very first one I have on it is to do your homework.
Okay.
Right, to understand the market.
Yeah.
And so what I mean by doing your homework is understand the motivation of the seller. It doesn't really matter if it's commercial or residential, right? So if Yonna and I want to be successful in negotiating a multiple offer situation, it could be in commercial. I'll tell you, I've got I have to leave names out of it, but we have a commercial transaction that Yonna and I are doing right now. It's a medical client.
Okay.
We put a contract to purchase in a particular piece of property in the city of Charlottesville, and it had buried somewhere in there that the condo association had the first right of refusal. This building's been around for a long time. They've never exercised their first right of refusal until now. And they are exercising their first right of refusal to buy it.
Was this kiboshing your client?
It's kiboshing my deal.
And did they do this because they knew you guys were serious and that you got, no?
No. So
It just happened timing-wise?
No. So what do you think they're doing it for? So you own this building.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
own a large percentage of this
Yeah.
building, right?
Yeah.
Right? And let's assume it's down,
Essentially control the building.
let's assume it's down to one unit,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And that unit hits the market. What are you going to do?
I would buy the unit. Yeah, I'd buy the unit.
And why would you want to buy the unit?
Well, I mean,
Because you can more.
yeah, I can scale my concept even better.
So in this particular case, it's very similar to this building. It's condo,
Yeah.
commercial condo. There's one unit that this condo association doesn't own.
Okay. The association owns all other units.
I can't get too much detail.
Not the individual owners, but the association.
It's a little complicated.
Yeah, that is complicated.
It's a little complicated. But just assume
Yeah.
that the condo association is the original owner of the building.
Okay. Okay.
So they're going to buy this last unit because what do they want control of?
The votes.
The dirt.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
They want control of the land. They want control of the physical property.
Ooh, keep going here.
So if they have control of the physical property, then they can redevelop it. So I don't know how many units is in this building, but let's assume you all of a sudden own them all.
Yeah.
And you want to tear the building down and build a 50, whatever.
Whatever's allowed.
Whatever the zoning is allowed on here, you can go do that.
Oh, my
Now-
wife is sitting at home
Now-
and she's
panicking.
like, Keith Smith, stop telling my husband this. That is literally what my wife is saying right now.
Mrs. Miller, we will watch your son anytime, so you two guys go out for dinner.
Keep talking to me, please.
So if I own this space I'm in now, and this is the last space, right? So now I'm kind of,
Yeah, you got me by the, you know what?
well, you can't do what you want.
Right.
So so just to tell you a little bit how the commercial market is going. So it's not necessarily, with all due respect, Mr. Miller, location is everything. But
So you're saying these dudes were right?
these dudes are right.
Yeah.
But we again, regardless if it's commercial and regardless if it's residential, if you were engaging me to help you buy that, the very first thing I would start doing is understanding the motivation of the owner of the property, who they are, what their goals and objectives are. These are things that I want to know, because that forms how we're going to
Structure the deal.
negotiate. But so for all intents and purposes, this commercial property we're talking about ended up being a bidding war, right? That's ultimately what happened. And my buyer says, I'm not paying that.
Premium.
I'm not
Yeah, the
paying.
association drove up the price, paid a premium because they wanted total control.
Well, correct. They want total control
Yeah.
of the building.
How much over do you think it went? 10, 15%?
I won't know that till it closes.
Understood.
Won't know that till it
You
closes.
just taught me something. Again, per usual. Per usual.
Well, grasshopper, we'll get through that.
Yes, sensei.
Yes, son.
Yes, sensei. Do you get Netflix?
I do.
There's a show on Netflix called Cobra Kai, which is the new, it's a series. It's the reboot of Karate Kid. I think you would love
Wasn't
this.
that the name of the dojo?
The dojo was Miyagi-Do.
No,
dojo.
the-
Cobra Kai was the dojo.
Was
the
the-
bad
what,
guys
the bad
dojo.
guys dojo.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm
now you would love this show.
Okay.
And you know what? It's perfect for people like you and me who are ADD, ADHD. It's 22 minutes.
That's the reason I think we do so well.
Oh.
The two of us are like,
Back
there,
and forth.
then we're not there,
Right.
then we're there.
And we
then we're-
totally get it.
I'm good with it.
You know? I think
understand.
this is the first time in my life, I will say this. You ready for this?
Oh, no.
This is the first time in my life where I feel like I'm looking in a mirror when it comes to how like the brain works. You know what I'm saying? I think you probably the same, right? Where it's like, I see what this guy's thinking.
Well, we spend enough time together, so our
do.
chemistry is working together. But we're definitely there. So I think on Friday
Okay.
we'll revisit this.
Do you wanna do it now?
It's 10:22. I don't know. Do we?
11:20. Okay. I'm totally fine. I love this show.
Well,
We can totally do it for your call. Yeah.
Time out.
Okay.
Time out, Mr. Miller.
Yes, sensei.
Mr. Miller.
Yes, sensei. Alfred.
Alfred, how are we doing on time?
How are we doing on time?
Yeah.
Alfred just is like you.
Alfred has to do a 12:30
Yeah,
show.
he does. He does.
So I don't want to.
Alfred is the fabulous Judah Wickhauer.
So why don't we do this? This was a great show. This
was.
was a great guest.
I love your concept, this Tuesday concept.
Yeah, I just look. I just want to give back, and there's some awesome small to medium businesses. To be honest with you, I'm going to focus on minority-owned businesses. As much as I can, and get them in here and get them telling about the awesome stuff that they're doing, and go out and support them. Right? To me, I may end up offending some people here.
You don't offend people.
But I will go out of my way to get a MarieBette or to get a local coffee before I go to Starbucks. I only go to Starbucks as a last minute.
Yeah, respect.
I can't get anything else. I want to support local. I work hard for what we make. We put in, like you, an insane amount of hours.
Yeah.
Not as much as Angelique, I think.
Right. That's the only person I've ever met that works harder than us.
Man, I'll tell you what.
She's still watching. You killed it, Angelique. One more kind word from one of the viewers, Angelique, that you're going to love. This is from Grace. And she says, her food reminds me of the food that I grew up eating at my grandmother's house.
There you go.
Her food makes me happy. Angelique's. And Charles Jenkins, her man, watching right now. Charles Jenkins, I love you too, baby. I love you too. This show, strong. Strong.
So I'm looking forward to Friday because there's some really neat stuff that I wanted to talk about, like bidding, how to manage an escalation clause.
Your boy Christopher Eagles chiming in.
Uh-oh, what is
Christopher Eagle says, you and me both, Keith Smith, got to have local coffee. I don't know the last time I had Starbucks.
I only do it we were in the airport, right?
You see him right there? Chris Eagle. Start to finish. Get the dark guy on the show.
Okay.
Dark guy on the show.
Oh, my God.
I watch that every show.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Yonna.
Yonna said, this was a great show. I'm proud of you two. That goes a long way.
Oh, boy. I got brownie points.
Let's do the fist pump right now, Keith.
I got brownie points.
What is the thing you do to celebrate if you drop a putt or you ride your bike? What's your celebratory emotion?
I get on my knees and thank the Lord because
you're a God-fearing man. I'm a God-fearing man.
Well, I don't play golf, so I wouldn't know what that's like.
You don't do a fist pump?
No.
No?
No.
You're a hot.
No.
Okay.
No, I just kind of move on. I don't. Where are we going with this, Miller?
I'm following your lead.
Oh, by the way, as you know, I can read all this
I
stuff.
know.
Okay.
I know. And it depends on the page. I'm flipping through. All right, she killed it. Preview on Friday's show before we go.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about bidding wars, right? So, which I was hoping to do today, but so much for waking up at 4:30 in the morning and preparing all my notes.
Soul food makes you happy, Keith Smith.
Man.
Go get some soul food from your wife, Yonna.
I love
She
soul
said, go get some soul food.
I love it.
That means you need to go today before you head home. You're riding the 22 tonight. Dude's riding 22 miles a day.
No.
It's not a day?
No, I'm trying to knock out a minimum of 12 miles a day for the next 22 days. I'm in day number 8.
That's legit.
And then, so this is for every day 22 servicemen commit suicide. So I'm trying to personally raise awareness for that. And I'll do one long ride on the weekend. And last Saturday at Sunday, I can't remember what it was. I did 22 miles.
Respect.
My legs were hurting yesterday.
I was going to say, were you sore?
Let's put it this way.
Because you used to be a marathon runner.
Yeah, ran a couple of marathons a year for over 3 decades. Just kind of fried my legs.
Sure.
So this is where, yeah. So so fist bump.
Yeah.
I got up yesterday morning and it was torrential raining, and I went, "Thank you, Lord."
Wait, because you didn't have to go.
I didn't
you were
have to.
sore.
I rationalized myself out. Well, I can't do my 12
Well, then you
miles.
hit the stationary bike in the basement and still did your mileage, right?
I don't have a stationary bike, but I will tell you what I started thinking was, hold it, I got to get to Blue Ridge Cyclerly, who's one of the people hopefully I can bring on. I got to buy a rain jacket. And that's when Yonna said,
Uh-oh, Yonna.
That's when Yonna said, give me the credit card back.
If they're a sponsor. He's Keith Smith. I'm proud to call him my friend.
Ditto, buddy.
He is.
I mean that.
He's just good people, and his wife Yonna is even better people, and that's hard to say because Keith is as good as it gets.
Oh no! She's far better than I'll ever be.
They are the Yes Team Realtors, and they guys are so legit.
So one of the things we were supposed to
such good people.
Thank you. So we were supposed to talk on Friday
Uh-huh.
was what we started talking about the 30,000 folks being out of work.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to still bring in some folks for Friday. Rich Schuyler and playing phone tag back and forth, and a couple of
From
different
Piedmont?
Exactly, yeah. And then Valerie Palamountain, who's the dean of the workforce over there at the community college. So I'm trying to bring her in. But I do want to get to this because this bidding wars, you know, for lack, I'm trying to be a little bit flamboyant about it, but multiple contracts, there was in biddings. And so we're going to talk about 10, you know, strategies to help you win. So it's not all about money. It could be about other things. So that's a little bit of a teaser for Friday. We'll try to.
I'm anticipating that.
We'll try to. We'll bring in some experts in the first half of the show, or the first 15, 20 minutes of the show, and maybe you'll let me get to this. We actually talked about this in our pre-production meeting. Just saying.
He is Keith Smith. Yes, Team Realtors. Yes, Team Realtors. I'm going to say it again. The Yes Team Realtors. Trusted advisors. And I mean, just cutting to the chase, just good people. Just good people. Judah Wickower, director. My name is Jerry Miller. This is Real Talk, Tuesdays and Fridays at 10:15 a.m. on the I Love CVille Network, presented by the Yes Team Realtors. We cannot wait to see you guys on Friday morning.
I'm looking forward to it. This is, like I said, this is actually we're over an hour. This is the two best.
And by the time I look at the clock, it's like 78 minutes in. It's fantastic. We have fun. I love it. I love it. I love it. Judah, thank you, my friend. Let's get us out of here. You guys have a good one. Take care. Good work, per usual.
No, I enjoyed it. What a rock star, huh?
Angelique is
What a rock star.